Say cheese.
Cheese.
Are we gonna go hiking?
Why gotta go hiking?
Yeah, we're gonna hike Carvers Gap, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna do it with Papa T and Uncle Hudson when they get here. But we beat them. We're gonna hike Carvers Gap at Roan Mountain State Park. Is it gonna be fun?
It's real fun.
Yeah. So you just heard, this is video number 2 about Carvers Gap up there at Roan Mountain State Park. We hiked the Grassy Bald Trail again, but this time my brother and I met up. Not only just the two of us, but my dad came along and I took Cade. And it wasn't snowing, which made it a whole lot easier because I didn't have to worry about busting with a child on my back. Overall, this was like the perfect day because it was 95 plus degrees here in Knoxville. It was also crazy high humidity, which was still up at the top of Carvers Gap because I sweat plenty on our hike. But being able to have 70-degree weather, well really it was like 72, and then by the time we left it was 77. But that cool of a temperature with the wind blowing felt amazing compared to being back here at home. The hike, surprisingly, was easy to find this time. I was a little worried that there was going to be a ton of cars and we have to drive around to find parking in a kind of distant location. There was plenty of parking when we got there because we got there around 10:30. No problem at all, which was a little surprising considering how hot it was everywhere else. I figured people would be driving up the mountains for cooler weather. We started the hike, a couple people. Even by the time we were midway through, only a few people. So it's kind of nice. But the start of the trail, it wasn't super muddy this time, which is great because last time there was snow on the ground, which I can cut some video of the snow we saw. Go. It's a little wild seeing Carvers Gap in snow and then seeing it again like a few months later where it's like warm and dry and everything's like green and full of life. There was wild blueberries people were picking and eating. I don't know if it's allowed, so I don't know. Probably look up some rules if you can do that or not. On top of that, like it was so much easier to hike because I wasn't worried about ice patches. Or like last time, there was snow patches where you wouldn't realize how deep it was. Like it'd be over like a foot or two deep and you would step and your foot would just sink. Happened to Hudson's dog Sedona several times where she just was run along the trail and just sunk. Once we got to the first bald, we had some okay views. The fog or morning fog or do whatever was blowing off over the Tennessee side, over the top of the mountain. So really we could only see the North Carolina side when we started. By the end we could see both sides. I mean it wasn't a bad thing at all because if the sun had been beating us the whole time, I mean it was pretty warm even in 70 degrees. So it's a little nice to have some kind of like mild cloudy shade. Along the hike though, I always forget how rocky the trail is because when we did it in the snow, it seems like there's rocks, but it just seems so much smoother because the snow packs in around all the crevices. This time there was a lot of loose rock, a lot of bigger steps we had to take. So if you are going to go try this hike, make sure you're wearing good shoes. And if you're somebody who doesn't have the greatest balance, maybe take a hiking pole or something. Because you're definitely going to need it to get balance. If you're not, I don't know, the most sure-footed person, you're going to need some good balance. The trails were pretty easy. I will say it is a little challenging if you're going to try and pass people because some of the parts of the trail get real narrow and kind of sunk down in to the ground where people have just traversed them for so long. And it's got bushes up along it. I've got some video shots where you can see it's rubbing up on our legs on our side, even though like it's getting hiked all the time. It's just, there's so much green, you're on top of a ball. There's plenty of moisture up there from the clouds and the rain. So, I mean, it is what it is. Other parts of the trail were wide open. There's plenty of walk-off spots with views. We definitely saw a lot of people backpacking, which I've backpacked Carvers Gap, but I was in middle school, so I don't remember it all that well. But it looked like a lot of fun because there's plenty of great campsites up there that you can reserve in advance. When we got to the top, it was honestly kind of nice. You could see the clouds were starting to break on both sides, so that way you could see more of like a 360-degree view. We got a picture together, and then we went and found a spot to sit down and eat our lunch. There's a handful of really good spots to sit and eat. If you go kind of like walking around, there's some paths you can see when you get up there where people have found other areas. There's like a main rock right up top, but it's usually got people on it. And so if you're like, hey, I really want to sit down, there's some areas with some trees that you can sit underneath. You just got to go looking for them. We went and found a spot under the trees with a rock, so Cade and Sedona could go play out in the grass. The view really opened up for us too while we were eating, which was super nice. Got some really good pictures. More so, my brother got some great pictures. And then on our way back, we made sure, going up, we definitely took a little longer than we thought because we all forgot that one, it's over a mile elevation and altitude. So you definitely feel it when you're basically walking straight up a hill. And then 2, the humidity just makes it a lot harder to breathe. So you have both those things working against us. But on the way back, it went a whole lot quicker, even though my dad and I purposely tried to slow it down a little bit because I had little man on my back and I didn't want to fall. And my dad just trying to be careful because of his age. So overall, it was a great hike. We got back to the car, I want to say around 1. And we were down to the bottom of the mountain eating lunch at 2 o'clock. Getting there around 10:30, and then enjoying some time and eating snacks up at the top of the mountain. Oh, my bad, I said lunch. We eat snacks at the top of the mountain and ate lunch at the bottom at a little barbecue place called Highland, which was really good. So if you're going to do Carvers Gap, I'd make sure you just bring good shoes, maybe a hiking stick or hiking poles. You don't really need them going up as much as going down. Like if you're somebody who doesn't have great balance, going down those hills that you hike up is a lot more challenging than going up them, which I know sounds counterintuitive. But if you've never done something like this, trust me, you're gonna want some way to help keep balance. And there was a lot of loose rocks on this and some big steps you'd have to take. But overall, this is a good hike. I would recommend doing it in the summertime, mostly because it's so much cooler on top of that mountain than it is everywhere else. So if you're just like, hey, I'm dying in the heat down somewhere in like Knoxville, Charlotte, even Asheville maybe, or the Tri-Cities, this is such a great spot to go. That was our second trip to Carvers Gap. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Try and be back with some more DIY videos here soon. See you in the next.